Those things won't be said out loud, just apologies.
All right, Katrina, are you good? All right, it's 5:30. I'll call this meeting to order. Please rise and join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming tonight. I want to remind everyone, our mission is to encourage everyone to see and be their personal best through successful learning experiences. Become your best. Katrina now will administer the oath of office to the individuals who are elected as board members. Now,
Do you just want to repeat after me all at the same time or separately?
we can do it at the same time,
Okay.
in concert.
Synergy, exactly.
I, Bob and Aaron,
I, Bob,
Martel.
who have been elected to the office of school board,
who have been elected to the office of school board,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help. All in favor, say yes. Yes. Opposed? And now, to consider approval of the consent agenda as adopted, approve the minutes for March 11th, 2024, Board of Education meeting, approve financial report for the period July 1, 2023 through March 31st, 2024, and C, to approve bills for the period of March 1, 2024 through March 31st, 2024, in the amount of $1,833,156.67. I need a motion.
Make a motion, we accept the consent agenda as stated.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Now, board reorganization, we need to go through election of officers.
I nominate Bob as president.
Second.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? All right, all in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? All right, thank you. That makes me the board president again. We need all positions though, right, Katrina? So I'd like to entertain a motion to nominate Dan as vice president.
I'll second it. Or,
Well, I can make that motion or you can, but, all right.
I'd like to nominate Dan Steinert as vice president.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
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 Yes. All right, position of secretary or treasurer? Let's see.
Clerk.
Clerk, thank you. Clerk, Sally Isley.
Make a motion for Sally Isley to be clerk.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? All right. And is that it for our position?
Treasurer.
Oh, treasurer. Who is our treasurer? Tony.
It's me. Now, currently.
And again, we need a motion.
I make a motion, Tony be our treasurer.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? All right. Thank you all. That was easy. Moving on, appointment of board liaison positions. Family resource. Currently, that is Kathy. Are you willing to accept that position again? All right. These are just appointments, so we don't have to vote on the positions. A family that was Family Resource Center. Community Ed, Sally?
Yep,
You want to do it again?
sure.
All right. And then Finance Committee, Foundation, that would be me. I'm okay, unless someone else wants to do it.
Yeah. If you get tired of it, I raise my hand too.
Oh, you did?
I will, if you'd like, yeah. It's up to you.
That would be great. I would like to do that.
Okay,
All right?
I can try.
Perfect,
Sure.
perfect, thank you,
Okay.
thank you. And subcommittee, what are we appointing for subcommittee? We don't really-
Facilities,
For that, we
personnel.
have
All facilities and
salary and personnel.
salary and personnel. And the individuals on salary and personnel are,
Me and Tony and Kathy.
and the three of you willing to serve again?
Yes.
Thank you. And then facilities, I believe that's you, Dan, and Sally. You'd like to continue serving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
then
it.
we also have policy.
Oh, policy.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
willing to serve again?
Yep.
Thank you very much. All right. I think that takes care of that. 8, board leadership and strategic planning, legislative update, Dan?
Yes, as I mentioned in the last meeting, we have our local Sheboygan County representatives are no longer, we take a little break here during their campaign season, but we still just wanted people to know that as a larger CISA, which is everywhere from the south end of Sheboygan County all the way up to Washington Island, that whole group of districts is our CISA 7, and we are still meeting on a monthly basis with all the representatives that have any foothold in that area. Once a month, they have an opportunity to come and they're invited, along with business leaders and things from that whole area as well, and we exchange ideas. The last one, we talked about very similar things to the same issues that we talk about with our legislators here, advocating for transparency related to vouchers, advocating for, the superintendents are, leveling the playing field, especially with as it relates to voucher payments for things like special education, as compared to our districts. And then we keep on advocating for more full funding of special education, because currently districts transfer from Fund 10. Most districts are transferring. Fund 10 is the fund that covers all of our operations generally in the school district. We have to transfer money out of Fund 10 every year to cover the shortfall created by the higher costs in special education. And some districts have more of that than others. So any school that has a higher special education percentage of students has a bigger gap to fill. Typically, those districts are also lower spending districts, or districts that have students with, you have a more diverse population of students in those districts as well. So again, trying to level the playing field by something that almost everybody seemingly can agree on, is that special education funding should be a priority. It's kind of a win-win for both sides of the political aisle, but there still seems to be a little bit of political gamesmanship between the two parties about getting something for giving something, and so we just keep on advocating that we're hopeful that the two sides can agree that students that have special education needs deserve the same level of service as they would get in a district that has higher funding, in a district that has lower funding. So that's my report.
Thank you. Finance, buildings and grounds, gifts and corresponding budget adjustments.
Yes, we have a number of gifts this month to report. And again, we thank the community for providing extra funds for the fun things that you hear about, the field trips and all of those. So first off, a donation of $523.90 from Fairview Elementary School PTO for transportation to Speaker's Pumpkin Farm, Little Farmer, and Shalom Zoo, one of my kids' favorites. A donation of $1,000 from Judith O'Brien for the high school musical. A donation of $4,700 from Judith O'Brien for the band department to purchase a new xylophone. A donation from Walmart to purchase $160 worth of tissue for Plymouth High School. This donation was requested by Peers for Peers. I'll just mention something about that in my statement at the end, too. And then we'll make all the adjustments, if you approve of these gifts, to our budget.
So I need a motion to approve the gifts and corresponding budget adjustments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Thank you. And thank you for the donations. We'll move on to number 10, policy. Consider approval of second reading of the Neola Policy Updates, Volume 33, Number 1.
And back on March 7th, Kathy and I, as policy reps, we met along with our Neola rep and Dan Milla and Katrina. We met with the policy rep and went through all the policies. And we also farmed off a few of the special topics, like to Ann Gamoki for input or others in the building that with more expertise. Most of the updates, again, were just statutory updates. Things have changed in the statutes, so now we're catching up with our board policies, so the language is all in alignment. There's nothing earth-shattering that came through. So we recommend that we adopt the policies as presented.
Okay. Need a motion to consider second reading, right? It's
Approve the second reading.
approve the
Yes.
second reading.
The second reading.
Make a motion to approve the second reading of the new policy.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
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 Opposed? All right. Item 11, period of public participation. Is there,
We've got Jerry Prout tonight.
all right, Jerry.
Some time ago, I brought up the thing that I was looking at, the state statutes as far as school boards concerned with meetings and everything. I did find out that there could be public participation at school board meetings, either the Monday or the Tuesday meeting. The only difference between the two is the fact that the Monday meeting, the only things that can be brought up by the general public are things that are already written on your agenda, as opposed to tonight, I could bring up anything that I wanted to. The only other thing that I've got is that I really would like to see a lot more participation and discussion from all of you relating to many things. The one thing that sticks in my mind, most of all, is when the report card came out. They were considering that we're below 50% proficiency. There are only two of you that mentioned, have brought to me, Bob and, I hope it was Tony, you that brought up a question. No resolution, no other discussion, end of story, and yet, if I look at my grandson who's graduating, he's in the top end of his class, academically, scholastically. If he's on the top of his class, and the percentage is below 50% proficiency throughout the school, we've got, just by mathematics alone, we've got an awful lot of students that are really dumb as a box of rocks. So you should be discussing things like that very seriously. And I would like to see more participation. I wish we had a little bit more of a give and take between, maybe like myself, if I have a question, be able to ask it of one of you or have a little bit of discussion, but get some kind of response back. This way, I get no feedback. And I need feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
Katrina, anyone else?
That's it.
That's it. Thank you, Jerry. Board liaison reports, community ed, Sally?
Yes. Community Ed has a few new classes starting up. The first one is called Music and Movements for kids that are between 2 and 4 years old. The other one is Natural Alternatives to Support Your Cardio Health. The last new one is Mushrooms for Health and Nourishment, April 25th. Also for the golfers that maybe haven't been able to get out there yet, you can actually practice on the inside of our multipurpose room. Look that up. And if you've never kayaked and want to learn how, Community Ed has a class for beginners. That's all.
Thank you, Sally. Foundation, I was not in attendance on that meeting, so I don't have anything to report. I do know they are well into the scholarship fund and selection process with the foundation, and is always seeking other dollars to enhance the experience for our students. So, Janelle, you'll be able to attend the next meeting and give a better
On my
report than
calendar.
I just did. Family Resource Center, Kathy.
The Family Resource Center has been accredited as a Family Resource Center of Quality by the Supporting Families Together Association, so that was pretty exciting. They continue. Above and Beyond Museum in Sheboygan is on the third Thursday of the month at 9 or 4:30. This program is for adults and children ages 0 to 2, and for this one, registration is required. This one is full, but it's a good example of some of the creative things that the Family Resource Center is doing. On April 23rd, they're doing a drive-in movie night at Generations. Children are going to create a cardboard vehicle, enjoy movie snacks, and watch a short movie in the comfort of their new ride. The class is full, but if it sounds interesting, there's always new things coming up. Check out their website. The Tiny Tots Playgroup at the Plymouth Public Library meets on Thursday, April 25th at 9:30. This is unstructured play for children and caregivers, children ages 0 to 3, no registration. But note that starting in May, the Tiny Tots Playgroup will be held on the second Thursday of the month. And all information regarding the programs can be found on the Family Resource Center website, familyresourcesheboygan.org. That's my report.
All right, thank you, Kathy.
Yep.
CISA 7, do you have anything?
Their Board of Control Delegate Convention is going to be on May 15th.
May
So I have attended that the last couple of years. I'm happy to go again, unless somebody really wants to go. It's in Green Bay in the evening. They have good snacks.
There you go.
And then a little social time, and then they have the meeting. So,
And you're willing to continue on that?
yeah, yeah.
All right, unless someone else wants to jump in or ride along.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yep.
Personnel,
Yes, we have a couple of positions to approve, so I will go through those, and we'll do the approval of the new position first, and then we've got a couple other things. So, first position to approve is the board would consider the approval of a 100% contract for Julia Kemet to be an English teacher at Plymouth High School beginning with the 24-25 school year. Julia received her bachelor's degree from St. Lawrence University and her master's degree from Northeastern University. This will be Julia's 4th year of teaching. Need an approval for her.
need a motion to approve the contract for Julia?
So,
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
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 Opposed? All right. And?
The board would then consider the resignation of Jennifer Sims, 4th grade teacher at Fairview Elementary School, effective at the end of the 23-24 school year. Jennifer has been with the school district for 1 year.
All right, and I need a motion to accept the resignation.
I move we accept the resignation of Jennifer Sims.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Final
Yep.
item?
And the last one is, the board would consider ratification of the tentative agreement reached between the district and Plymouth Education Association as to total base wages for the 24-25 school year. And the committee members that were there can talk to what the agreement was for total base wages, and you can have a discussion about it.
Sure. We were able to meet with Gina as that representative and talk through moving forward with a 4% increase on the base salary, which then will be replicated throughout each of the teachers' salary. We've also had a discussion around what are some other maybe incentives or encouragements along the way, and going to be talking with them in the district around way we can flex their professional development days to use those with professional development opportunities outside of those specific days and what that might mean. And so that will be kind of in the future piece, but wanting to work together in different ways to be able to kind of connect and help with our teachers the best that we can. But right now, proposing a 4% base to the base salary of first-year teachers, and then replicate that going forward.
And I'll just mention that this motion, all that is statutorily allowed to be approved is just the base wage, and so you'll be voting only on the 4% base wage increase for next year.
And the base wage, as we define it, as the incoming?
The incoming first-year teacher with no experience.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I need a motion to approve the 4% increase in the base wage.
I move to approve the tentative agreement between the school district and the Plymouth Education Association as to total base wages for the 2024-2025 school year as 4% increase on the base wage.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion or questions on this? All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? All right, moving on, item 14, travel.
Yes, the board has to approve, we consider a travel request from Amanda Smith, a music teacher, to take high school students to Los Angeles during the spring break of 2025. A little bit of information about that. Plymouth High School choirs are requesting approval for their spring 2025 trip to Los Angeles, California, from March 25th through the 30th. This trip will be organized through Bob Rogers Travel, again, that's who we typically work with, and is hosted by the Choirs of America. It will include an educational choral adjudication, a clinic working with the composer in residence, Dr. Brandon Boyd, and observing other choirs from around the United States. Entertainment will include a day at Universal Studios, sightseeing the Santa Monica Pier, touring Warner Brothers Studios, and dinner and dance cruise on the last night. The trip will be paid for by the students who are going, but 3 fundraising opportunities will be available for students who sign up. And it otherwise falls within all the parameters of our policy.
Okay, I need a motion.
I move that we accept the travel request of Amanda Smith to travel to Los Angeles for spring break 2025.
Second.
Is there any discussion, any questions? Is this the first time they've gone to Los Angeles?
Yeah, we typically go east.
That's what I thought.
Mhm. We've always, New York, Washington, yes, Tennessee.
Okay. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? All right, thank you. I guess nothing for item 15. 16 is President's Report. Jerry challenged us to have more discussion in everything we do at our meetings. And Jerry, I hear you, and we as a board have some heavy lifting, I think, ahead. One of the things that came up in the committee of the whole is our enrollment situation here in the Plymouth School District. and that trend is catching up with us. We've had a downward trend on enrollment. With the averaging that's used for our funding measure, we're now going to start to feel the impact of reduced funding. And with that becomes bigger decisions that we're going to have to make as a board. And it does require that we dialogue more. And Dan, I believe you challenged the board as well on this. But you can overreact, and we can react with a purpose. So to overreact would simply to be say, well, this is the new normal. We're going to have a smaller student population, so therefore we need to restructure the organization. And I think that's a mistake, and I hope you all agree with that. Instead, I think we need to really look at a strategic approach. We need to look hard at why the declining enrollment is occurring. What are those root causes? I think we need to challenge the administration to provide some more clarity on that and what you see, what is happening. And then from there, we need to come up with ideas and solutions as we move forward on how do we address the root cause as we see it or how we believe we understand it, and not make drastic reactions, but really put together a plan on how are we going to move forward. Short term, that may mean there are some challenges from a budgetary standpoint. So if we have a vision on where we're headed and what we're going to do, in the short term, we may need to look at other ideas for some alternative funding. Dan, I know you've talked about grants, and what about collaboration with other community organizations? All of those are really great ideas, and they are great bridge ideas. They'll temporarily fill a gap, but to really put the school back on course and to get the budget right, we need to attract more students into our district and grow our student body and try to reverse a downward trend. So that's a big challenge. And it's a big challenge not only to all of us as board members, it's a big challenge to the entire community. We need to encourage our friends, our family, and anyone else we know to come here, to live here, to send your children here, to work here. It's a great place, but we all need to advocate that this school needs you, and we need the children to come to this school, because if we don't have children in this school, the alternative is not good for the community or anyone else. So with that, that's my message. But we will, on our agenda, we will start to discuss declining enrollments and what else we can do, and work with the administration to have some very candid discussions about what needs to happen and where, as a board, we can help influence the community to solve what we see as a trend. With that, I'll move on. Superintendent report.
Yes, thanks, Bob.
Yep.
I just wanted to mention our partners in the community as well. As people, any staff members, parents in the community know, there was a threat situation, of a potential alleged threat situation that kind of came to everybody's knowledge in the late afternoon yesterday and kind of went into the evening as we worked with our local police department, CPS, and DHS throughout the evening hours, and ultimately came to some resolution and we were able to send some messaging out to families, and we had school as normal today and all of that. But I wanted to say that, student safety is a top priority for all of us in the district, but it's not just us in the district. We have a very good working relation, a very much improved working relationship with our police department. I'll just shout out to Ken Ruggles, the police chief. We were in contact all evening long, one of the officers as well. And, going back and forth between CPS and the different agencies with people to try to make sure everybody's health and welfare was taken care of. And so I think the communicative nature of our other local agencies is in a much better spot than it was just a little bit ago.
That's good to hear.
Right. And so I just wanted to do a shout out to them and a thank you as well, because they're very supportive. And then just again, a thank you to the community. I mentioned that when we have a need, sometimes we don't know what our needs are. We'll reach out and all of a sudden somebody in the community will reach right back. And so we're always very grateful for that. And I mentioned that we had a donation of facial tissue, or I call it Kleenex, I don't know what the proper word is for, but but it was based off of a survey that was done by our students. Peers for Peers did a survey with Kay Tharp, who was their advisor, to take a look at, what do you need? What do you need in the school district to make yourself feel better? And I mean, some of the things, we don't think of it. Kleenex. We need Kleenex in the high school that we can have, and I currently have a bit of a cold here, so I need Kleenex, but this isn't for me. But as soon as we did the survey, we reached out and voila, Walmart gives us enough Kleenex for an entire school year for next year. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but again, thank you to the community for being there and for supporting us and supporting the kids, because Bob, you're absolutely right. A community needs all age groups. A community can't be lopsided one way or the other. It needs all manners of people. Otherwise, it's going to be, too mono. We need lots of people all over to have a healthy, vibrant community. And so our support systems are there, and we need to support the kids of the community and parents that are moving here to know that their kids are supported, not just by schools or by the local clergy, but by local business, by big business, all of them come together. So again, thank you for that. We have a lot of closed session work to do tonight, so I will leave it at that. And just otherwise to mention, I was told to mention that softball is 7-1.
No, they won 10-6, but they canceled the second game.
Okay, now they're 8-1?
Oh, yeah, they are 8-1.
8-1 for the first time in a long time.
Very long time.
So, go Panthers.
All right, go Panthers. That's great. All right, board will convene into I need a vote to convene into closed session per Wisconsin statute 118:21, 118:22, 118:24, and 19.85.